Right now we're beaming in from the Washington State University, right?
Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington.
Good old Pacific Northwest.
You have some lipstick on your teeth, so I need to take it off for you. I flew up here. Yes, I flew up here on last Wednesday. And we've been pretty much in like hermit mode.
Creative zones.
Yes, going in and just doing lots of self-love and self-care. And right now we came over here to do some office hours together.
The library here is like Hogwarts. So you literally feel like you're just constantly in this magical craft shop.
And so yeah, Kelliah is gonna take me there, and we're gonna work on our websites, and so that we can more fully give our offerings to the world.
In a categorized and organized platform fashion.
Yeah, so we went to this coffee shop on Thursday when we did this errand day, and we sat down, and she's like, I'm feeling really overwhelmed about my website, and then she showed me this girl's website that she was inspired by, and we went and made a whole list of like what she should offer on her site, and you felt less
all the different
overwhelmed?
dynamics. It's so important to just get things out on paper so that it can stop pinging around your head like a pinball machine.
Yeah, stop going in circles, round in circles, and like a hamster wheel, like a hamster and a hamster wheel. On the way here, we were listening to this book called Soulcraft
by Bill Plotkin.
And in the book, it was talking about how when we have dreams, we should write our dreams down or tell someone else our dream, but not necessarily have someone else try to interpret them or look at different people's interpretations of the symbols in the dreams, but just feeling into what resonates with you, and
the symbology that he talks about, and the aspect and practice of sharing your dream at least twice in a row and speaking in a manner of, this is mine, like it's all happening in the moment, like it's happening in real time, and to really take a very slow approach to the way that you're verbalizing it, to really allow yourself to notice the details of your dream. And the way in which this is so important is because he talks about your dreams being the platform for your soul to really communicate to you the life that it wants. And it's allowing your day-to-day ego characteristic to be put aside and your soul to really take stage and communicate to you its highest desires and its highest prioritizations for your whole life path.
Also, like, what is coming through for me is like not to take all your dreams so seriously,
Literally, yeah. When you put it in a literal sense, I think it's a very egotistical, self-centered way. Or there's other kind of old school styles. I consider those to be more old school. When what was it? The Jungian style was, everybody was a representation of mother. Was that the Jungian style, or was it everybody's representation of you?
I think it's maybe of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of still similar at play here.
What else did you like about that book? I know that you've
Oh my
listened
gosh.
to it.
Well, it came along at a really unique time for me when I was realizing now is the time for me to leap and get off my bookshelf and put my offerings out into the world and stop playing small. And I had aligned with this notion from my heart of being a rewilding mentor. And it was something like maybe a few weeks later, a new friend that I had become acquainted with over on Maui, started a book club, and she introduced this book as the book that we were going to have for our first monthly reading. And I just felt like it was so synchronistic. Everything about it. The gentleman who wrote the book, he's a psychologist, and he got into doing wilding, which was taking people out into nature and really connecting themselves to the earth energies, their internal energies, their internal seasons, the ability to really read your dreams when you're in nature is also such a potent, and it's just magnified by the elements of being outside of your normal day-to-day distractions, being in tune with the earth, because you're just out there in nature, and that's really all you have to draw your attention. So it's like this really incredible way to create a deep dive ascendance experience, and at the same time tap into the nature, Mother Nature, Gaia, in such a more powerful, potent manner.
Okay. I haven't read the book. I just was listening to it with her on the way here. So, but it sounds like a very, like, you know, eye-opening book, especially if you are exploring, like, symbolism.
Absolutely, for symbolism. If you're feeling just like you're stuck in a rut in any aspect of your life, that to me is the heart of rewilding. It's stepping away from the culturized, cookie cutter way of life, that we're to follow, you know, this one career path that leads us to having this car, having this house, having these types of relationships. And there is tons of data around, if you choose to have this one particular partner and this one particular job, you can pretty much know exactly the way that your life is going to look, which I understand the comfort that comes along with that. But I don't think that that's what any of our souls truly want.
Well, I think that it depends on who you are. Like, there are a lot of people that do find comfort in, you know, having
absolutely,
having a working for other people, having a stable job, a stable paycheck.
Right.
And then there's people like me who are entrepreneurs and who are risk takers and have never really done well in like, you know, jobs where I've had to work for others.
Well, it's not to say that those ways are bad or wrong. I just don't believe that, given the choice from a very young age, we would have gone on the path that so many of us believe that we need to, because that's the standard culturized conditioning, is my feeling on it.
Whenever I started to work with others, I've always, you know, prided myself in saying that I'm working with you, not for you, not, you know, you're not working for me, you're working with me. And really, like, not having a difference of hierarchy in it, you know?
Yeah, I think that,
like,
if you break down most of the major traumas and issues, it typically boils down to people not receiving love in the way that they need to. They're not able to express themselves, feel a sense of ownership. They're not feeling seen or heard.
Right.
They don't know how to stand in
abandoned.
their true center, feeling fully empowered, in which you have a win-win-win situation where everybody's feeling empowered. And I think most people, by and large, especially in traditional standard American experience, is we're giving away our power to something for convenience or for comfort.
Right. I mean, there's so many times as consumers we consume something, we buy something out of comfort.
Right.
You know,
Right.
not really thinking of the consequences that it may
We're not,
have on
yeah.
the planet, or, you know, to others, or, you know, promoting things like, you know, slave labor and
Right. There's so much disconnect that's wrapped up in conveniency, and it's not to say that really anybody is to blame, but that we're all responsible.
I think, you know, within the last 20 years, humanity as a whole has opened up to, you know, getting your foods from your local farmer's market and not buying so many plastic packaged goods. And, you know, like, I started Plastics Everywhere in 2015, and, you know,
Right,
now there's and back then, you know, no one was really talking about the effects of plastic and how it was going into the ocean. It was still a relatively new topic and kind of hidden. And now, you know, there's so many advocates that are, you know, pushing the message. And, you know, plastic bags are banned in LA, and, you know, plastic straws are soon to be banned, and
those are good steps. It's definitely helpful.
But I've always believed that we need to really, as consumers, stop buying those things. You know, stop supporting businesses that package your vegetables in plastic, and stop, you know, buying from major corporations who are, you know, causing these issues. So,
Right. And it's, of course, all easier said than done, particularly when we live in city limits, to break the habits. So it takes all of us, I think, uniting our forces. There are ways. I mean, if we want to go down that road of topic, is buying collectively in bulk, and everybody can bring their own containers and that type of thing. Have you seen those before? Those communal co-op buys.
Yeah, I've seen those stores that, you know.
Well, you can also do it within your neighborhood. You can have, like, whoever's got, you know, a big enough space, garage. You can buy certain things that you all collectively know that you use a lot. But another really great practice too is being on top of your frequency and your center and your energy, and partaking in things like Reiki.
And other healing modalities, like, you know, just moving your body in general. Moving your body and just getting in tune with your body, and not being so, like, about just waking up and having to go, you know, but, like, actually taking the space and meditating and doing a movement practice. And that can be anything from yoga to Pilates to fight training to any type of, you know, movement modality. What I tell everyone is do the movement that makes your heart sing, that makes your body feel good. Every body is different, and so, you know, what might feel good to me may not feel good to someone else.
And that shifts throughout your life, your days, your weeks, your months. Sometimes it's like all I want to do is yoga. Sometimes all I want to do is run. Just keeping yourself in flow.
So, Kelliah is flying to the Southern Oregon, right, to go do a
Flying
lecture?
to Medford this week to do, it's basically the West Coast tour kickoff for the Ascension Circus Collective. Myself, Shavoso Phoenix, and Yelini Devi, we are doing the masculine feminine dance, and we're beyond excited to launch. We're going to be doing it at the Lighthouse in Ashland, and this is actually going to be my first time going to Ashland, so I'm pretty excited. I've always heard really magical stories about that place. It's going to be for about 3 hours this coming Saturday. And it's going to be a really engaging, fun, playful, educational experience. I can't say enough good stuff about it, but I don't want to gush too much. It's definitely a pretty big life dream of mine to be able to serve in this way and to collaborate with such beautiful souls.
So what, give us an example of what's going to happen there.
Well, we've got a little
static
bit.
Dance,
We're basically doing, the overall container of this one is the play and the balance and the healing of the masculine feminine that I'm pretty sure a lot of us are feeling right now. Between the Me Too movement experience that a lot of people have been going through, women empowerment on the rise. I feel like it's such an incredibly pivotal and just deeply necessary for us to remember. It's not about just women being empowered. It's about us bringing this respect and honor to each other and knowing that we need one another, and to get out of the space of being in competition or men against women, and really trusting ourselves and trusting each other once again, to steward one another, to steward ourselves, and ultimately to really take stewardship of this planet. We all need this awareness, love, and connection. So it's really bringing all those dynamics together and unifying that focus and love and healing.
So it's like a ceremony?
There's going to be ceremony woven into the workshop, between a little bit of lecture, some embodiment, meditation,
movement.
Visualization. The embodiment is part of the movement. So when you bring all of those aspects together, you're able to really feel it on that cellular level and bring it to life. And the playful aspect takes away parts of us that will tend to have resistance or being protective over something that maybe we don't fully understand, or maybe we have wounds that are operating in shield form, which is very common.
So breaking through the constructs of our ego.
Yeah, allowing ourselves to be curious. I feel like when you fuse in playfulness and laughter into learning, it makes such a different experience.
All right, guys, I think that's all she wrote for us.
Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome.
So
Love
fun.
you.
Love you.
Okay, so yeah, I'll beam in again soon. And see ya.
Ciao, loves.
Bye.